Well, hello people. So yeah, it's Peter here, and we're down in the old man's shed. All right. Hopefully, I've got a film which would be of interest to you, and I've got a couple of little bits and pieces to talk to you about on the layout, and some tweaks to do with a couple of locos I'm going to show you. But what is it? So it's 2:45 on a Wednesday afternoon. It's the 24th of April. And it's flipping cold. Well, it's not cold, but you know what I mean. It's 15 degrees, it says. And I've got the door shut, so we're back to normal viewing. Although, yeah, it's all right out there. There's some blue skies and cloud and everything, but it ain't exactly warm. Well, I don't think so. The other video, we was up 20 odd degrees, weren't we? But yeah, anyway, so here we are. We're back to normal. I'm wearing my fleece again because it was... Still. But hopefully, I'm going to put a film on. It lasts about 20 minutes by the time I edit it all down. And the film is the fact that the Torridon Road went out again. Okay? Yes, I went out and about yesterday, Tuesday. I went out. And where did I go? I went down to Eastleigh. Okay? Eastleigh Station. It's on the railway line that goes down to Portsmouth. And if you follow YouTube, you must seen many a time other video, put content of all the trains that run through Eastleigh, because it's a depot, for it's the sidings for loading, stone trains and things like that. And also because it's on the route to Portsmouth, you get container trains, which I've never ever seen before, guys. Okay, I mean this is why I wanted to do it. I mean, living here where I am in southeast London, and as you saw on the other film where I went out, it's all commuter trains round here. Okay, I have seen the odd 66. I have been down on the station once, and a class 66 has come through with a stone train and everything, which you obviously will get everywhere where there's track. So that was a delight. Otherwise in real life, the only locos I've seen is a class 37 at where was that? Carlisle. That was when I was on the trip with the Flying Scotsman, and we went up to Scotland. We stopped off at Carlisle, and there was a class 37 happily burbling away on its station siding. So that was lovely to see. And an 08. When I went to Alexandra Palace of all places on the Overground train, the station at Alexandra Palace had an 08 loco trundling around for some reason there, so that was nice to see. Otherwise, that's it, guys. The only trains I see here are commuter trains, So it's been on my bucket list for a while that I thought myself, it looks interesting, this Eastleigh. You might get to see some of the locos I've got in model form, see the real thing. So that's what I did. So I've spliced it all together. I filmed it on the camera that I'm talking to you to now, which was a bit of a nightmare because it hasn't got a viewfinder. It's got the little LED screen, which is I'm looking at it now to see what I'm filming. Well, take it out into normal daylight, and if I couldn't see a thing on the screen, it was so hard. So I was just hoping and praying that as I was pointing it at whatever I was filming, and I just thought to myself, oh God, I hope this comes out all right. And but luckily enough, last night when I come down and started looking at seeing what I filmed, yeah, there was a good enough bits and pieces that I was able to edit it and give you 20 minutes worth. So going to put that back. I'm going to put that on now, and then I'll get back to you and talk to you about what it was that I saw at Eastleigh. So then that's off me bucket list. But oh yeah, great. I'm going to do that again. I mean, the wife was going out for the day. She was going up to Ely with her girls. She was off with the girls and out for a day at Ely, and so that was going to leave me on my own thing. And I thought, well, rather than come down into my shed and just spend here, I thought to myself, no, let's get this Eastleigh trip, because we both got up together, and we have the old I've got the pensioners' rail card and everything, obviously, and even living in London, I've got free travel anyway, but you can only use it after a certain time. So it's 9 o'clock in the morning. After 9 in the morning, you get on all the buses you want, but 9:30 is where you got to get on the train. So you've got to let all the the rush hour and all the rest of it go, if there's still such a thing as a rush hour. So that was it. So I needed to, my wife Rona needed to get to, where did she need to get to? She got to London Bridge, and I needed to get to Waterloo East, which is the next stop along. So yeah, we both got down to the railway station here at Catford, got our train, said goodbye at London Bridge. I came on to Waterloo East, then I get off to get to Waterloo Station. You have to walk across to Waterloo Station, and there, that was it. Just asked my mum to return to Eastleigh. So I absolutely used my pensioner rail card to get me discount. And then I spent a lovely few hours down at Eastleigh. Took about an hour and a half on the train, so it was good old, you know, good journey. So an hour and a half to get there, a couple of hours there, hour and a half to get back. And then last night I was editing all the bits and pieces. So yeah, as I say, let's put that on now, and then I'll get back to you after that. All right? Okay. Right.
Areas including Aldershot,
The old Spirex valve's clicking away like good one. Well, there you go. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. And oh yeah, I mean, so the 56. I mean, when I've got the Cavalex one. So when you run that at sort of like speed step 5 out of 28 speed step, the noise it makes, all the screeching and all the clicking. Well, that is absolutely prototypical. It's not just a brake squeal or anything. It's just it's just a noise that the loco makes. It's just such a noisy thing. And there it was. You know, I was, you know, fantastic piece of luck that, you know, she was there. She was already parked up, but all they wanted to do was just move her up the line a few hundred metres, and then parked it right outside the station. But because it had to come along so slow, all the noises that the model gives you, there it was in real world, you know, so absolutely spot on. But yeah, so that was nice to see. That's an unusual spot, evidently. The 66, yeah, I mean, obviously the Freightliner, the Colas versions, and that particular GBRF one is a little bit sort of like an underwhelming paint scheme on it, wasn't it? Really, a bit, you know, bit bland. And I noticed it was that must have been a re-import from Europe, because I don't know if you noticed that, guys. It's got 2 sets of vac pipes on the front, you know, whereas our ones for the English things, they don't need the 2 sets, but the European models versions, they have 2. You know, they double up on everything. And that particular loco, that's exactly what it had. You had on the front buffer beam, you had 2 sets of vac pipes, whereas we only normally have the 1. So it must have been a re-import back from Europe back into this country. But anyway, so that was good to see that. And of course, the old Marmite locos, the Class 70s. Wow, flipping heck, you know. I mean, yeah, I was just over the moon. So I've been seeing all you know, all these things now for the first time, and you're right, you know, you're standing right next to them when they're pulling away. God, dear, the noise, you know, you can feel the power going through your body. Oh, it's fantastic feeling, you know, and obviously the smell of the fuel and everything. And I've left, you know, as you noticed, I did leave the full length of the container wagons running past, because they are just so long. You know, hopefully you just, if you didn't want to see it, you skipped forward, but nevertheless, so yeah, brilliant. Okay, so, and then you know, I saw 59 there, that, you know, again different. Oh yeah, really pleased. What a day. So I'm gonna, you know, I'll go back there. I mean, it's not hard for me to get there from here. I am in London, as I say, hour and a half on the train. But there you are. So I hope you enjoyed that. Now then, let's talk about Torridon Road itself, and also a little something that I'm not sure if you're aware of, what to do with your TTS decoders. Okay, I'm going to show you some on the coming up clips. I've got the little 08 running, because someone sort of said, oh, see, you know, it'd be nice to have the 08, you know, you've got such a variety of stock, but, you know, can I see the 08 running? So I've got the, you know, the 08 running, and I've got 2. Got the DB Schenkered one. That was the one that came TTS sound fitted from Hornby, and then I've got the blue British Rail loco one, which is one that I put a TTS decoder in. Okay, I fitted. So and then you'll see I've got it as they are, and you'll see the difference between the 2, unless you know about the algorithm, the motor algorithm that's in your instructions for your Hornby, you know, the TTS things. And I'm going to show you what, by tweaking the motor algorithm, what it did. It transformed the 08, because beforehand it was terrible. Yeah, so that's something. So I'll show you that. Otherwise, I had a slight problem with Torridon Road. Shock horror. Yeah, I was getting a derailment, and it was from the Cavalex, the 56. Now, she's a fine, you know, the 56 is a fine loco, you know, and when I say fine loco, I mean everything's finely detailed and everything is fine, including the wheel flanges. Okay, they're not, you know, they're not like the thick, chunky things that you get on Hornby models. Okay, and I hadn't noticed it before, because going around on the outer loop in a clockwise direction, as it should be, being on the left-hand side, absolutely no trouble whatsoever. You know, nothing gave me issues. Cavalex didn't give me issues. So, you know, I just carried on normal. And then also on the inner second rail radius, you know, second radius inner loop, again, going around, no problems. Every single train that I own, including the 56, pulling, going backwards and forwards, even on the second radius. But what happened with the Cavalex 56, on a couple of occasions, I just had to reverse it back, which I don't, you know, as I said to you, I don't normally push in stuff, I'm always pulling. But, you know, the loco went past where I wanted it to, so, you know, sort of run it back. And when it was running back, and it goes under the, you know, well, I'll point it out to you in a minute. When it went underneath the bridge that gets into, you know, that I've got on Torridon Road here, the road bridge, just before it got to the road bridge, exactly the same spot every time, the front bogie would derail. You know, the front pair of wheels would come off over the track. And she's still coming, I mean, it wasn't a huge derailment, and she'll come round to the points I got here on the front, and either, you know, short, you know, send the controller, you know, the power supply unit beeping away like a good one, or she'd re-rail herself and carry on. But it kept on, you know, every time I thought, oh, you know, when I saw it, then I deliberately made it go backwards and forwards on that section, going, no problem, coming back, derailed. And I thought, well, no other problems with anywhere else on the layout, or with any other model, or, you know, rolling stock, all good. Well, it got me scratching my head, and I thought to myself, well, what the hell's going on? The model itself was fine. It went across all the points. It would, you know, I'll change the points and the first, you know, these set track points, happily. You know, hot knife through butter, no problems whatsoever. Put it back on that little corner, on that curve, derailed. And I tell you what it was, guys. Sorry, this layout's 5 years old now. It's probably over 5 years old now. It's the history behind it is a 7 foot by 4 foot baseboard that came in 2 halves, completely covered in cork. All right, so not cork just under the rails. Everything had cork sheet glued to it. And then when I first got the layout down, it was, you know, wholly set track, obviously pinned. And then I, you know, had that running for at least about a year or two, maybe even 2 years, you know, sort of running. If you look back on my early videos, you'll see what Torridon Road looked like in the early days. But what I kept on doing was just kept on testing, and everything seemed okay before I went ahead and ballasted it and done all the scenic. Okay, so yeah, so everything's covered in cork. The track work was pinned down in places, you know, enough to keep it in place, and then the ballast was glued, you know, the usual format of gluing 50-50. So did all that, so, you know, the ballast that you see is all rock solid and everything, except for where the 56 was derailing. And when I examined it, and I'll tell you what, guys, I thought to myself, am I seeing things or not? I was touching the track, and I thought, can I detect a bit of movement in the track? And bearing in mind it's all supposed to be stuck down and pinned down and everything, but no, that the third radius curve, bearing in mind it's right next to the second radius, had a little bit of movement. I thought, oh, and when I say a little bit, I mean I'm talking about a minuscule amount. And I thought to myself, oh, I wonder, so that means that the track's not level. It was in between the 2 holes that you get in the Hornby set track anyway for track pins. It wasn't in there. I mean, and I didn't have track pins in there holes. I had it tracked somewhere else where the joints were, maybe. So that had never been pinned down in that section, and I was pressing it down. I thought to myself, yeah, there is a little bit of movement. Second radius one track next to it, no problems whatsoever. That's solid. All the ballast and everything seems to be firm under. You know, it's stuck. You know. So I thought to myself, right, well, let's stop it from doing that. So I got out my little pin drill, drilled a hole in the sleeper of where I wanted it to be, put a pin in there. That was it. So that is it, guys. It was, you know, the Cavalex now runs perfectly now. So, wow, you know, I thought that was a, you know, interesting thing. So that's the first time in 5 years that, you know, I've had to address something with the layout itself. And it was only until the 56 Cavalex come along that it gave me, that it showed it up. I mean, The Curascal 37s, they're just as finely detailed. No, they're as good as gold. They don't do it. It was just this one that did it, and that's it. It's all sorted now. So yeah, I'll show you on the track where that was happening. What else? The 37s, putting a line underneath them, they're all performing perfectly. Okay, the two that had 2 new motors in them, they've been, they've done their hours now, and they've, touched wood, they've given no issues. So I'm thinking to myself, well, brand new motors, so that was obviously a different batch to the ones that went wrong. They seem to be fine. But funny enough, Andromeda, and I've got Andromeda, I'll have her running around. You'll see, I'll put it on in a minute. That is the motor I did take out and cleaned, and she is now, back. She has done more hours now with the cleaned motor in it, and still, touch wood, going perfectly than what, when she first showed signs of trouble. So she's done more hours now than when it went wrong before, and well, just goes on and on and on. So I'll draw a line under the 37s now. I think that was it. So there was obviously a problem with the motors. 2 have been replaced, 1 I cleaned. That's it. They're running perfectly now. So that's, draw a line underneath it. But now the next thing I'm going to show you, as I said, Hornby TTS decoders. Just get me reading glasses out just to read out what it is. It is to do with the motor control algorithm description, okay? Now, I'm going to show you how my 2 08s perform, okay, until I change a CV on one of them. So let's do that. And then, and I'll show you where it went wrong, where the 56 was going wrong. So let's do that. Right. Okay? Right. Right, guys. Okay, so with the 2 08s, got their sound. So this one was factory fitted TTS decoder with sound. This one was DCC ready, and then I put a TTS chip in it, the 08 chip. Okay, so in theory should make this one be exactly the same as that one. So let's just give you a demonstration of performance of this one first. So this is speed step 1 out of 28 speed steps. Alright, so that's lovely controlled, isn't it? Speed it up a little bit, maybe up to 4. Still looks like an 08, because 08s don't exactly run fast. Up to the points. Goes across the points, okay, no problems. Alright, so I'll leave it there because I'll need to move the other one now. So let's go back to the one that I put a TTS chip in myself. So I've got to select it. Now, 28 speed steps again. Speed step 1. Oh, what the hell's going on? Speed step 2. Speed step 3. And then speed step 3, she's under control. But that's no good, is it? So let's stop. Let's bring it back. Speed step 1. Jerky as anything. Speed step 2. Speed step 3. And then she's under control. And it's even stopped it because it's juddering so much. So that's now done the sound, so reset it, okay? So I'm glad you're seeing this. There we are. Right, what I'm going to do now, guys, and it's in the algorithm, motor algorithm, CV150 on the TTS decoders, you can have it set to either 0 or 1, and it changes the motor algorithm. So this one is the same as the other one that's running perfectly, and yet it performs like this. You know, you saw the way it performed, not very well at all. So I'm going to change the algorithm from 0 to number 1, and to do that I've got to just go into my thing. I don't know if you want me to see it, show you. Do I get this on the screen? Yes. So it's 44 is the one, so I'm going to program on the main track, and it says which one do you want to program. Yeah, 0844, that's the one I want. So go down to the CVs, and the CV 150 is the one I want. Just check yes and say yes. Now it should be 0 by default, so I'm going to put 1 and go to send. Go back, recall it. Now let's have a look. I'm going to press change direction. Let's change the direction, and I'm going to press speed step 28. I'm going to press the 1. So get ready. Look at this, what's going on. Alright, so there we are. Look, that's speed step 1. Speed step 2, 3, and I've got to follow it along, obviously. There you are. So there we are, guys. That's just something, if you've got a TTS controlled loco that doesn't seem to be performing that well, have a little looky. Now I'll take that back down to 1. Look at that. So there we are. Alright, so that's CV150 in your TTS decoders. You've got a choice of 2 motor algorithms, and you can see how it's transformed this one. So out the box it ran terribly. A little bit of investigation and no problem. Let's bring the other one back in again. This should work, I don't know. Come and join your mate. So there you are, guys. Alright, so that's the 08 sorted out. So I've got 2 perfectly. So this one I fitted with TTS and it needed to be changed, the TV. That one has come from the factory. That's it. Right, so I'm going to run the 56 across the points first of all. I've got the sound on, because if you've seen the film from Eastleigh where you see the 56 moving, this has got 28 speed steps. I'm just going to have it running at maybe 3 or 4, okay? And then I'll take it up to the point where it derailed, and where it derailed was here, underneath the bridge here, okay? So this track was fine. This track, literally where my finger is now, I was pushing my finger down and I wasn't even sure I could see movement, and yet something was happening. So I've now got an extra track pin in there now, and we'll see what's happening. And it was only when the loco was coming backwards. Alright, it was going up there was fine. Coming back is when it derailed. And yet, as you'll see here, it goes across the points, no problem. So let's do that. Oh, get it round the right way first, Peter. So that noise, does it sound familiar after you've seen the Eastleigh film? Hope it does. Just shows you what a great job Cavalex have done with the sound profile on this. But nevertheless, there we are. It's gone across a set of set track points without no issues. Bring it to a halt. Just change the point back. Now we can change the direction. There we go, and we'll just run it up a little bit now. So in this direction, in truthfulness, it was always running fine. And I would do this, you know, go up, no worries, and it, you know, has no problems at all going around. Now, it's gone out of sight, but I'm just reversing it now. And it was at this point here that she used to skip. But just to show you that by making sure that the track bed is secure, there was such a small amount of movement. And it didn't matter what speed, if I went as slow as this, it would still derail. And that's when I could see it actually derailing, because I was going slower than this. And yet I could see where the bogey, you know, lifted off the track. But now, absolutely as good as gold. And when it hit the points there, when it was derailed, the old transformer would start you know, going ballistic, you know, with all the short, you know, so all short, you know. But there we are. So I'm pleased to say, Torridon Road is now running absolutely perfectly, and just to show the other load, oh, there we go, was running in the background. There she is. So this is Andromeda, which I said is still running fine with the motor that I cleaned. No worries whatsoever. And I'll just see if I can, down on the old alpha meter there, you can see that she's happily running at half an amp, just under. There you go, but steady, alright? Fluctuating between half an amp, 5, you know, and 0.4. But the actual train itself is running fine. So there we are, people. Alright, so that's me film for this time. I'll leave it there. Hope you've enjoyed everything. Hope you've picked something up maybe about the TTS decoder. And I've got to move 56 back into the siding there because my pattern 66, which is running fine, which is why I've not gone out and ordered the Curascale 66s yet, is, you know, I don't need to yet, otherwise I'll be doubling up on the liveries that I've already got. Okay people, thank you very, very much for watching, and you all take care, and I'll catch you later. Alright everybody, but it's bye bye from Torridon Road for now. Alright, bye bye everybody, bye bye. Bye.